I think at the school we can still do more and not just, have that in words. But a good example of that would be, a lot of excursions outside the school. Partnerships, like I said, with external organizations where students can actually visit these organizations and learn from other professionals. Case studies is very important. I think it's very important to bring real life situations into the classroom. And that is what we need to focus on for the future. I think international education has come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. Some countries are implemented very well. I've come across many forms of international education, and I think the most important part for international education is a sense of cultural acceptance, recognizing the difference in how we teach, because international education, the most obvious clashes one can get when you go into international education is how to bring that in line with the local education that is currently in the school, and changing the mind frame of local teachers to international teachers. How international? Because international teachers think differently to what local teachers are thinking. We teach differently, and bringing the balance in is a challenge, and where international education I think will succeed is if we can find that balance between the national stream and the international stream. As a family, we always knew that we will eventually end up in Europe. It took us a little bit of around the way of Asia. I spent a lot of time in Asia and then also in some of the Baltic countries. Ended up in having to leave China because of the situation currently in China, and from China we moved to Ukraine, and we all know what happened in Ukraine. So we had to leave Ukraine, and was lucky enough to actually got a position in Lithuania, and with Lithuania's history and these open spaces after living in China, it was just a natural choice for us to come to Lithuania and to experience the education system and the culture. I mean, so many years I looked at how we assess children, and I thought to myself, this is not right. We shouldn't be doing it this way. I think I will change the way we assess children. I think we are way too much focused on textbook knowledge. We should focus more on project-based learning, portfolios, performance-based assessment. That is where we need to go into. Start more looking at, the soft skills of students and move away of the textbook. The IB is trying very hard to do that, and through the internal assessments, through extended essay, the CAS activities, there is a component that deals exactly with that, but it's still far too small percentage. At the end of the day, they still have to sit one exam after 2 years, and that will decide where they're going, and that's very frustrating. The best way they're learning is by making that mistakes and then correcting their own mistakes. A classic example, the other day I actually assessed something with the students. I let them mark each other's work. So they had a totally, and they didn't know whose work it was, a piece of work in front of them. So they had to look from an assessor's point of view and try to mark that work. Change their whole perception of, what is assessment. And I think type of exercise like that, it's teaching them so much more than actually just getting it back. And that's just, there's many other examples we can use.